This is KGW News at noon.
Some details are out today regarding the search of former President Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. The Justice Department has released a copy of the affidavit used to justify the search. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Brenda Braxton. Now, much of that affidavit is heavily redacted, but we are getting a glimpse of the efforts to recover classified documents, including top secret information. Here's NBC's Alice Barr.
This is the document we've all been waiting for, the redacted probable cause affidavit laying out the justification for the FBI search of former President Trump's home. And while a lot of it does look like this, you can see heavy redactions, there is a whole lot of new information here showing that the Department of Justice is investigating potential violations of 3 federal laws, including one aimed at protecting national defense information. This document makes clear that the Department of Justice was alarmed when the Trump legal team turned over 15 boxes of material back in January, that after months of negotiation, and it found in those documents that there were 184 with markings that were classified, including 67 marked as confidential, 92 marked secret, and 25 marked top secret. In those documents, the DOJ, Department of Justice, says there were references to conversations with confidential human sources overseas. That's a spy that we're talking about there. So if those got into the wrong hands and those people's identities were revealed, then of course human lives could be at risk. That is all part of these new details that helps us understand why the Justice Department felt such urgency to recover the rest of the documents that it learned were still being held at Mar-a-Lago in the lead up to this unprecedented FBI search that happened just about 3 weeks ago. Now, there was also a separate document that was filed today. We have that one right here as well. And this one explains why the Justice Department blacked out as much as it did, referencing the need to protect, quote, the safety and privacy of a significant number of civilian witnesses. That means the DOJ has a number, potentially a lot of informants who are cooperating with the Justice Department. Now, just stepping back, it really is very unusual to have any kind of information like this so early on in an investigation. The Justice Department and this judge in this case, they're responding to the unprecedented nature of this entire situation, the public interest that is involved here to have the search of a former president's home, and also seeking to debunk conspiracy theories that have arisen around this search. Former President Trump responding today on his social media platform. He's criticizing the document's heavy redactions, which we pointed out to you, and again attacking the FBI and Justice Department, who, without evidence, he's continued to accuse of playing politics. The Department of Justice has made clear that they are in the early stages of this investigation, and at this point, it is unclear whether any charges will be filed. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Newly released video from the U.S. Capitol shows 20 rioters inside Oregon Senator Jeff Merkley's office during the January 6th attack. This is one of several videos KGW obtained from the U.S. Department of Justice. The videos were used to sentence 25-year-old Felipe Marquez in Florida. According to the DOJ, Marquez entered the Capitol building, asked Capitol Police for selfies and fist bumps, then spent about 10 minutes with other rioters inside Merkley's office. They left trash on the floor, tore art off the walls, and put out a cigarette butt on Merkley's desk. Marquez was arrested almost a week later after a tipster saw the videos on Snapchat and gave them to the FBI. Marquez pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct. He was sentenced to 18 months probation, including 3 months of home detention. Well, this November, Portlanders are set to vote on whether to change the city's form of government. And now City Commissioner Dan Ryan says he doesn't support the changes and will vote no. If approved, the City Council would expand to 12 commissioners, 3 each from 4 geographic districts. Portlanders will select candidates in order of preference. That's commonly called ranked choice voting. The commissioners would no longer be in charge of city bureaus. That responsibility would go to a new city manager. And the mayor would move to an executive role without veto power, but could still vote to break a tie in council. Now, that's the part Ryan says he disagrees with, as he explained during a taping of our public affairs program, Straight Talk.
I'm voting no because I think that we don't need a weaker mayor. I think that the executive mayor position should be on city council. I think having the mayor in dialogue with the rest of the city council is very healthy. I think local government is hands-on and it's relational, and I think it's important for us to not be separate from one another. So I like having the mayor as a part of the city council.
You can watch the rest of Ryan's conversation with Laurel Porter on Straight Talk tonight at 7 and on KGW's YouTube page. Well, Betsy Johnson is now officially on the November ballot. State election officials announced her unaffiliated campaign for Oregon governor did collect enough valid voter signatures to qualify. She needed some 24,000. Johnson is a former Democrat and state senator. She'll face Democratic nominee Tina Kotek and GOP candidate Christine Drazen in a three-way battle coming up November 8th.
5, 4, have those cowbells ready. 1, let's go! That's right, shoes in the sand, butts on the beach. We'll see you in season 5.
That is the Hood to Coast Relay. It is underway. The first wave of runners took off from Timberline early this morning. This is known as the mother of all relays, and it certainly lives up to that name. It was a party atmosphere before the sun came up this morning. Thousands of runners making the trek from the Cascades to the coast. Our Drew Carney caught up with one team running for the 5th time. Meet Team Back Fat.
We originally took formation back in 2005, and when we named the team Back Fat was only a visual goal. Now we've actualized it. We are owning our team name now.
They are hilarious. So we're going to be checking in with runners later today on the news at 4 and 5. And this weekend, we'll be in Seaside as runners reach the finish line. So those runners also stopping here in Portland before reaching the coast. Meteorologist Rod Hill is joining us now with the Hood to Coast forecast. Hey, Rod.
Well, simply put, it was a perfect weather start to the Hood to Coast Relay earlier this morning up at Timberline Lodge. It was clear up there. Winds at times were were calm. And then as the sun started to pop up, we did get some breezy winds. But temperatures, I believe, did hold above 50 degrees. So that's wonderful, wonderful weather. All right, so what's happening as we progress through the day today and then into, of course, the finish at Seaside tomorrow? We have the marine cloudiness that's moved into the North Valley. Doesn't look like any precipitation chance today. Temperatures probably in Portland no warmer than 80, 81. Now overnight tonight, going through the coast range, those legs of the race, if the clouds break a bit, there could actually be some temps just dip into the 40s. And then tomorrow in Seaside for the big finish. Clouds, temperatures probably in the mid-60s, so not terribly warm, not really looking at any wind. There is that chance of either some mist in the morning over at Seaside or maybe a trace of some widely scattered showers during the afternoon.
All right, Rod Hill, thank you. Clark Cowlitz Fire and Rescue says a family of 5 narrowly escaped this house fire overnight in North Vancouver. It happened on Northwest Hayes Road, east of Woodland, about 1:20 this morning. They say kids in the home were awakened by a fire in the living room and alerted the rest of the family. By the time fire crews arrived, the home was fully engulfed. They tell us it's a total loss. The family had lit candles because of a power outage in the area. Although the official cause of this fire is still under investigation, the Red Cross has now stepped in to help that family.